This plays 2 to 6 players and takes about 1 to 2 hours to play. And if you are familiar with that original game, this expansion is going to be adding quite a lot to that game. It's going to be introducing faction special abilities, a new type of unit known as an elite unit, and then it's also adding tech trees so you can upgrade your different units and civilians and also the actions that you have available to you. But for those of you that are not familiar with this game, this is an area control game where players are going to be playing as different factions with asymmetrical abilities. And the goal of this game is to be the first player to control and hold 5 forts for an entire round. Each player starts the game controlling their own home territory out on the map, but then the game plays over a series of rounds with an effect card being drawn every round that's going to have game-changing effects that will persist for the duration of that round. At the start of each round, players will also be earning income for the different territories that they control, and then each player is going to have 1 minute to perform all the actions that they want. This means that they can spend that minute to do things like recruit standard and elite units at the different forts that they control, or they can also purchase hero cards that they can use later in combat. After that 1 minute timer ends, players are then going to have the opportunity to bribe their opponent units. And the way that this works is that they're going to have to spend an equal amount of money to the amount of strength that they are trying to bribe. Whenever they do this, they'll be able to take their opponent units off the board and then replace them with their own. And this is the non-aggressive way to take over other players' territories, but of course at the cost of some of your coins. But if you'd rather save your coins, maybe it's the aggressive approach that's more your style. And the way this works is that each player is going to have an opportunity to activate each of their units, with each of their units performing one action. These actions could be either to move or to attack. When a player chooses to attack, they'll be able to select any of the territories adjacent to the units that they're activating, and then you're simply going to be adding up the strength from the units on each side, including any bonuses for either attacking or defending. And then players will also have the opportunity to add any hero cards that they might have in order to modify the outcome of the battle. The player with the most strength wins the battle, but an interesting mechanism here is that you're actually going to be taking the difference in the strength values, and then the losing player is going to have to remove that many units from the board. If the defending player lost, they also have to flee any of the remaining units to an adjacent territory that they either control or that has still remained neutral. Throughout the game, players will also have the opportunity to place workers out on their own personal player board in order to upgrade either their military or trading strength, and each of the players will also have opportunities to complete different bonus missions that, when you complete them, will give you a nice sum of coins. The game continues like this until one player successfully captures and holds 5 different forts. Then that player wins the game, and if this one sounds interesting to you, you can check it out, and I have links in the description below.